Hello and welcome to another video from the only channel you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And today's video is going to be about the tools that I have in my vlogging kit. Vlogging is a combination of the words video and blog. Video is this, blog I'm not really sure where that came from, but in any case it's a way for people on one side of the planet to communicate with people on the other side of the planet. And unlike Facebook, which seems to be a whole lot of mindless typing, this is actual it's not one-on-one conversation, but it's more personal. People can actually see the expressions in your face and hear the inflections in your voice as you're speaking. And sometimes, you know, that it's not a perfect solution. Perfect solution would be make everybody in the world love one another, and that's going to happen one day. But humans ain't going to bring that about. But until it happens, this is a good solution. It's a good way to make yourself feel happy, because I've been depressed for so many years because there was no one around me that I could talk to about the things that are important to me. But when I started my YouTube channel, I was actually able to locate a few people that were not only willing to listen, but felt the same way. And it made me feel good to know that I wasn't alone. You don't need a lot of special equipment to vlog. All you really need is a cheap camera with good sound quality. That's the important thing. But if you can afford it, for just a couple of $100s, you can have all the neat accessories that I have. And we're going to review them. And the first thing we're going to talk about is how I'm able to walk through the woods and be filmed without a film crew. So let's get started at looking at my vlogging kit. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is what I told you I was going to show you. How I'm able to go through the woods with what appears to be a film crew. Well, it involves this right here, which is called a Polaroid Monopod. And it comes with a mirror. And I'll show you how that works. Now, on this monopod, there are two holes that you can stick the mirror in to mount behind your camera. But it's designed in such a way that it'll go on a standard tripod. And normally my tripod here would have this on there so I can see myself in the viewfinder behind the camera. But this slot that's on here, you can actually mount it by simply putting it under the camera, so that when you tighten down the camera, the mirror is held in place. Now, you don't have to put the mirror on while you're doing that. You can actually put the camera on, then put the mirror on, and then tighten it down. And I'll show you how that works. You just twist this so that you can see inside the camera's viewfinder. And probably, I guess right now you can probably see that in the mirror. Anyway, you know how it works. And this thing telescopes. That's the really cool part. So that's a long way. That's how I videotape myself going through the woods. Anyway, it's a Polaroid Monopod, and they have cheaper ones on eBay that you could save like $5 or $10, but I was a little worried about the quality. Probably an exact duplicate of this, and if you're in my situation, $5 is a lot of money, so it might be worth it to do it. But if you get it and it's a piece of junk, I'm sorry, I wouldn't take the chance. So Polaroid Monopod, I'll put links to all of this stuff in the description, but those links will probably go out eventually. So if you're watching this video a year after I make it, maybe nothing will be there anymore. The most important item outside of your camera for vlogging, and that is your tripod. Now, this tripod is not in my camera bag, and that's okay. It's too bulky to fit, but they come with their own bag, so no problem. The tripod that I'm going to show you is called a Targus, and this is the second tripod I've ever owned, full-size tripod. I don't know if you can see that, but you can get these little Targus tripods just about anywhere for $30. And so I'm not even going to recommend where you get one. They're just all available anywhere you want them. But tripods sell for anything from $20 up to $15,000. Now, if you're using a pocket camera that weighs about 3 ounces, you don't need a $15,000 tripod. Those tripods are designed to hold up cameras, you know, weighing 50, 60, 70 pounds. And a 3-ounce camera isn't going to cause the same amount of, or require the same amount of structure to hold it up. And also, those guys are professionals. Some of those tripods are designed to, you know, take away the vibrations of the sun or something. You know, they're just that heavy duty, and they've got all kinds of gadgets on them. This is all you need for vlogging. Now, I said they have $20 tripods, and this is a $30 tripod. So why did I spend the extra money? Well, a $20 tripod that I'm aware of is about the cheapest you can get that'll do the job. I'm 6'4". The only difference between this tripod and the $20 tripod is about 6 inches of height. Being tall, I just felt like I needed to have the extra height, and that has proven to be true. Now I'm going to show you how this works. When you get the thing, the legs open out, and you've got a little knob you turn here that locks it. Now, to get your height, there are these little ratcheting levers. You release them, quick release levers, and you lock them back down, and at that point the leg doesn't go back in. Once you get all 3 of them in where you want them, set your tripod up. Now you can attach your camera, and I'm going to show you how you do that. Right here, you can see it is a little lever that detaches the mount, your camera mount. I'm going to show you how that works up close. On the bottom of your camera is a little hole, threaded hole, and that matches the size of the stud that mounts the camera on your mount and the base. So you just stick that together and you screw it in, and there's a little thumb screw under here that has a fold down lever on it that allows you to wind it up, crank it down hard, and then you can mount, slip this right into the mount. Alright, now we're going to take a look at how to level this thing. There's 2 bubble levels on here that I think you can see probably pretty good. This one right here, which is a round bubble level on the base of the tripod itself, and then you've got a separate line level on the pan and tilt head. So we're going to concern ourselves primarily with this right now. Now, if you notice, the bubble is actually going that way. So we want to take the 2 legs that are on that side and lower them one at a time. First, we're going to lower this one, which gets it to where the bubble is pointing that direction. And that means we now have to lower that leg. Oh, bear with me. It's hard to hold this camera and do this and everything at the same time. So now we've got the base level. Hope you can see that. So once you've got the base level, the thing you need to level is the pan and tilt head itself. It will be on a level base, but you can, obviously you're going to want to sometimes take your camera up angle or down angle, depending on what you're looking at. But for us, we're just going to set it for level as if we're doing a portrait. And hopefully you can see that. Once you get that bubble in the middle of that level, then everything is cool. Time to do your video. Okay, obviously, in order to vlog, all you really need is a camera. But to make it easier, you will need a tripod, as we just discussed. And by the time you get a camera and a tripod, you probably already have things like spare batteries, a charger, maybe a cleaning cloth, lens cleaning cloth. Maybe a monopod like I have, maybe some spare cameras. But in any case, you're going to need a camera bag. Now, the camera bag I use isn't really a camera bag. Traditionally, camera bags were black, and they were made for each individual camera. In other words, if you got a Canon AE1, then you would get a camera case for a Canon AE1. It would be shaped like the camera, very cushioned, very sturdy, and you could actually pop the front off and use the camera without taking it out of the case. And so people have in their mind that if you have a camera, you have to go to the camera department and buy a camera bag. But today, with digital cameras that weigh 2 or 3 ounces and they're the shape of a deck of cards, you don't need anything other than a case like this, which can be had for, I think I paid $4.95 for that with free shipping. But you're gonna probably accumulate a lot of other things, and once you get that, then you're gonna need a way to organize all of these things. And so we're gonna discuss the camera bag in a minute, but first I'm gonna show you the rest of the items that are in my camera bag. Alright, so the first thing that we have here, other than my monopod that I have to put in my camera bag, are my cameras. And the first one is my Canon ELPH that I purchased recently, and I purchased it simply because the other cameras seemed like they were about shot. The quality was very bad on one of them's image. The other one had somewhat poor audio quality, and both of them needed batteries. So when I bought the batteries, I went ahead and bought new SD cards, and I went ahead and ordered myself a new camera. And I did a video about that already. It's the Canon ELPH PowerShot IS320, I think. Now this camera is one we've had for a very long time. It's a flip camera. I also did a video about that. That fits in here quite well. And this is my a camera that my aunt gave me. A very, very inexpensive camera. Very, very poor quality, but it's a good emergency backup, and my wife uses it because it takes very good still photographs. And so, see, they all fit in there very neatly. Alright, the next piece of equipment I'm going to show you is a little bit of an indulgence. I purchased this before I purchased my Canon camera, and it was an audio recorder. The audio was so terrible on my old videos that one of my subscribers suggested that I get an audio recorder and record my voice with the audio recorder while recording my video on a camera. Now, since I've gotten this little Canon ELPH, that problem's taken care of, but this is still an important tool for me. If you've noticed, some of my videos are slideshows. That's where I get pictures off the internet and I just put them in order and have the audio recorded separately, and this is what I use. That's why my audio is such good quality. And it's not just having the audio recorder, but having a microphone, one of these little clip-on lapel mics, plugs right into the top of your audio recorder. And then for me, well, a lot of people have lapels. I just hook it to my beard. And anybody that Skyped me before is gone, like, what's that in your beard, man? Well, that's my microphone. So that's how I do my slideshows. Alright, so you got your camera, you got your tripod, and you got a bag. And so now you're looking at all the neat stuff you've got, and you're seeing holes. You're seeing things that you want that you don't have. And I'm talking about accessories such as extra batteries, an extra charger, extra SD cards, maybe a wallet for your SD cards. And so at this point you can go and buy each one of those things individually, and you'll spend a lot of money, or you can just type in the name of your camera and the word accessories into a Google search, and you'll find people that sell bundles of things that will work for your camera. Now, I knew I needed 2 spare batteries, and another thing that I knew I needed was a battery charger that worked on 12-volt automotive current. I've traveled in the past, don't plan on traveling anymore, but I know that when I did travel, anytime I went somewhere, I would always forget my cell phone charger or my camera charger in a hotel room or at a friend's house, because you'll remember your 10-cent toothbrush, you'll forget all about your $20 camera charger. So I found this company, Halcyon, by going to Amazon and typing in the name of my camera and the words battery and charger. And this is what I got. I actually got this charger, which runs off of 110 volt house current, but also has an adapter to plug it into a cigarette lighter, 12 volt current. So you can drive around all day with your batteries charging, and you don't have to bring a charger into your hotel room. And that's a big deal. You might not think it is, but it makes things a whole lot more convenient, because a lot of times if you're actually using your camera, you're sightseeing, and you're going to be sightseeing in your car anyway. Now, the batteries that they sent are not the same as the battery that Canon has, because it's a different color. And basically that's it. I had a little bit of concerns. I knew that as an aftermarket battery it might be low quality, or it might be something that was out of date, and that's not the case. I have used both of these batteries many times. I've charged one of them in the car, so I know the car charger works, but I've charged both of these on 110 volt current, and they both take about the same amount of time to charge up. And even more importantly, it takes them the same amount of time to run out of power. You know, the battery is only going to last an hour, so that might seem like a lot of time, but if you got a 32 gig card, you might just keep on recording until the battery runs out, and you're not going to use up your 32 gig card. This 32 gig card is like 6 hours of recording time. Depending on what kind of camera you got, it could be 30 hours of recording time. But at 6 hours of recording, the SD card is not going to be the weak link in your system. It's going to be the battery. So you might want to get some spare batteries. And these batteries are every bit as good as the Canon batteries for a whole lot less money. Now, when I purchased my kit, I also got some other items that I was really not that interested in, but I figured it's a freebie. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. And here are some of the things that I got. One is this battery wallet, or this, what they call an SD card wallet. I thought, you know what? Would be nice to have extra SD cards in my camera bag, and having a wallet to hold them is pretty neat too. But when I got it, I realized that the spare batteries that I purchased fit just as well as the SD card. It's a little bit wide for an SD card, but for these batteries it's perfect. If I was at Halcyon and I was selling this wallet, I would sell it as a Halcyon battery wallet, not as an SD card wallet. But if you see, everything fits in there very, very nicely. I really like this. Alright, now I'm going to talk about my camera bag, because, and it's, you know, you may be saying, well, what's the big deal about a camera bag? You know, just keep all your stuff in a Walmart bag maybe. But you really want to keep all your stuff organized and protected. And this here is made out of the same exact material as a standard camera bag. It's a tackle box or tackle bag. I got this at the fishing department of Walmart as opposed to the optical or camera department at Walmart, because this bag was about $15 cheaper than a comparable bag. But even if it was the same price, I would still get this bag. Traditionally, fishing gear has a lot more compartments in it than camera gear. And I'll just show you how I've got this organized. Right here is this mesh screen that you can see through. I've got my little mini tripod in there. On the other end is a big fat compartment with a zipper on it that holds both of my Canon chargers as well as my spare Canon batteries and SD cards in the wallet. Now on the flat is actually a zippered compartment. So this here is a compartment, and I have my audio recorder in there, and it fits quite nicely. In the front is another compartment where I keep my wife's camera charger, the Kodak charger. Inside are all three of my cameras, as well as the monopod, which is laying underneath the cameras. And something I'm going to show you right now is this little thing that's designed for fish hooks. I guess that's what it's designed for. It's designed for something for fishing. And if I was a fisherman, I could tell you, but I don't know. And it's got Velcro on it to hold it tight. But you know what this is good for? The mirror that came with my Polaroid Monopod. If my mirror wasn't attached to the back of the camera that I'm using right now, it would be in here, and it fits perfectly. This is a Walmart item. If you actually get the Canon ELPH and you get the Polaroid Monopod, no matter what else you have, if you have none of my other accessories, this is still a really good bag for you, simply because it has this thing to protect your mirror. And basically, that is that. I've heard it said that materialism is buying things you don't need to impress people you don't like with money you don't have. Well, honestly, materialism is consumerism. Consumerism is civilization. That's basically the way it works for everybody. So if you want to be loved, you're not going to go next door to his house, or across the street to her house, or back there to that guy's house, because they're going to hate your guts unless you're one of them. Vlogging has allowed me to contact people in dozens of countries around the world. I spent the first 50 years of my life as a village idiot. That means every day when I woke up, there was somebody there to tell me how worthless I was. Do you know how profound an effect that can have on a person's mind, to be constantly reminded of what an idiot you are? But it's nothing compared to finding that one person that thinks you're valuable. blogging, this channel, this Sustenance and Covering channel has allowed me to talk to thousands of people around. I've got 1,000 subscribers that watch every single video I make, and they rarely leave a negative comment. And it is the closest thing I've ever felt to love, ever. I mean, other than my mommy when I was a little baby. But in this world, it's extremely rare and extremely precious. I highly recommend that you do whatever it takes to find a way to communicate with like-minded people. Nobody should feel worthless. I feel loved. And I love you.